for this next topic, what do we decide in community discussion, grand opening discussion, battle spirits discussion?
Yo,
battle spirits.
Battle spirits. What about?
Just battle spirits. Watch this. I'll pop it off.
Go ahead.
As soon as somebody started. Somebody start that bit. I got you. Watch this. I'm for real.
Look, are we already having set for recording?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he pressed it up all.
I'll pop the whole conversation off. Watch this.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the CoreTalk, where we talk all things TCG related, and I guess today's topic will be
Battle Spirits.
Battle Spirits Saga.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. I forgot this is called the CoreTalk.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the CoreTalk, where we talk about all things TCG.
Not Battle Spirits related. We're just called Battlecore.
Yep. Yep. Now, I need to get this off my chest. I know we was talking about podcast situations and topics and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off my chest. Set 1, Introduction to Battle Spirits. It was alright. Purple was a little annoying, white aggro. Let's go to set 2.
Wait,
Let's go to
you forgot something.
What?
Set 1.5.
1.5.
When the promos?
Mm-hmm.
Axe Spider. Axe Spider the set. Okay. Right. You're right. My bad. My bad.
Yep.
Let's go to set 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who want to comment on set 2 real quick before I bust into
All
this
right,
topic?
look. All right. Upon reveals, it looked like it was going to be something crazy. It's like you got Drag OK popping up, kill off a 6K. You got, and then also, you know what's something crazy though? Not a lot of the X-Rays in white saw a lot of Showtime and not showing you up. Like Loki.
You know,
Loki.
I was popping off of Loki though.
I mean, but like
I was at top
everybody
tables with
else.
Loki. Everyone was like, dang, what does Loki do? You know what Loki
It
does.
just seemed like a lot of the X-Rays
But
didn't do
Aegis
much.
was always solid though.
Aegis
Yeah,
was
Aegis is solid. It's solid. It's solid.
Yeah.
It's solid. It's solid.
That
boy
was
solid.
I was really looking forward to the Void Lord thing, but the Void Lord thing.
Oh,
never-
don't get
Okay.
me
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
Oh, no.
Set 1 was the intro. Set 2 was. It's like you guys did this. Oh, you did not say that. I said you guys. It's like they did this. Here are the gods. But the gods cannot contend with the gods from the last set. That was the introduction.
Which was crazy. Because like, they got nice art. They got nice Gundam art.
Right. And it's like the story was like, these creatures has measurable power and whatnot. And then you got freaking Dual Gun saying like, so what? Who's surfing by him? Nobody know who he is. They still remember me though. Dual Guns. I was kind of just sitting there like, oh, okay, so this dude's trash. I think there was only one Void Lord that was okay and it made sense. And I think it was what? Yellow?
The yellow one.
Yeah.
The unsummon, turn everything to level 1 and then everything's unblockable.
That was
with
it.
Power.
That was it.
Asadia? What was it called?
Arcadia. Yeah.
Okay, Arcadia.
None of the X-Rares were at all usable. We didn't use the Void Lord, which was the only Void Lord that was an X-Rare, which was funny.
Yeah, for purple.
And
The whale.
Nobody used the whale. I
No.
tried playtesting with the whale. It didn't work.
Some people were using Raphael, but most people were just playing it with Michaela and the Behemoth.
Yeah, even I myself, I'm testing her now, like Clavis, and it's okay.
I was rocking around with Clavis for
Yeah.
yeah. The limitations is too much.
It just seemed like set 1 did this, and then I think what's crazy. I think if it wasn't for Axe Spider, set 2 might have been a little bit lower, but Axe Spider just took it like, yeah, we power scale too high. But it's just you couldn't get the guy off the board, and if you got him off the board, it's only because it's literally A, he blocked with Clavis. B, you basically exhaust this man twice. Or C, you dream bomb this dude. You can't blow him up, you can't strip his scores, and he can't die in battle. So it's like, well, what I do? Yeah, so it's just like...
And that's the funny thing. The Void Lords were just like Big 10 bodies, but they were easy to get off the board.
Yeah.
And then majority of the decks, because of X Spider, majority of the decks incorporated Axe Spider.
Yeah. I think I lost my crap.
The Axe Spider Netherwell Depths thing.
It was the phrase, if you can't beat it, join it. Like literally, I remember going to a shop and it's like, well, what could we do? It's like either there's only 2 decks around. Yagano, or Axe Spider. There was even some red decks that even started playing Axe Spider because that's how potent he was.
Yellow
It's
just
like-
throwing it in for the hell of it.
Now, granted, like I said, I'll have to agree, Axe Spider was a menace, and I'm a white player. I mean, I'm a. You know what I'm talking about. By the way, my playing name for the team is Christopher.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into.
I didn't come up with that name.
What? I'm pretty sure it was you.
No, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yo, we gotta pull up the receipts. Oh, I think maybe
I think I named myself.
Oh, you're right.
My inner white player came out.
Well, that's crazy. The dawn of Christopher.
But anywho,
Cinematic.
but yeah, like Axe Spider was pretty difficult. Now, granted, now
I think it's a lot easier to get him off the board.
I want to say it's a lot easier. I want to say it's a lot easier, but there are a little bit more ways, but it's still difficult.
Yeah.
Everybody in the
Because he
markets
still
are running flood streams.
He still can't be destroyed
He can't be
by
destroyed,
battle.
yeah.
I mean, and he can't be destroyed
By card effects. Yeah.
So
that's
it's still
right.
difficult no matter what
It's,
color.
It's at level
it's
2.
literally DP minus.
It's literally just DP
Literally
minus.
yellow.
Hmm.
Yellow.
Yeah.
And you can't
AOE.
yeah,
Because
AOE.
it has to be AOE.
Yeah,
because
you
it
can't
has
target with
armor
yellow.
And
Armor
that's
yellow
only
and
one
armor
card.
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like
Well,
it was
now
like,
with set 3, there was 2 cards. It's a 2-card combo where you only
Yeah,
have to play
because
one,
he
but
because he
it's
has
still not
so he has
Still
armor.
two
He has
cards
armor
together.
red. He has armor yellow. So it's just kind of like green either rests him out of the way, and hopefully the opponent doesn't have a suppression or infinity
Infinity
shield,
Shield.
Yeah.
or yellow just kind of
Oh, I
just
forgot he
nukes
was
him out of the way,
Machinis or
or
He's a mech, yeah.
Yeah.
or you end up getting one of those annoying purple players who just slams down a Maduke, and then there's nothing this guy can do. So it's like 3 colors have ways of dealing with them, but the other ones, no, 4 colors because even white can bounce
Bouncy,
them.
yeah.
But the other 2, not so much.
And it's just like even with those colors, they don't have a lot of
Actually,
options.
crazy enough, Axe Biter is sort of doing his job. The other 4 colors can sort of deal with them. The other 2 colors get shot out because you guys are combat oriented,
Yeah,
which is
blue,
blue
yeah.
and red.
Well, blue always has that
Well,
middle aspect of him, so
I think the blue might have it easier because if they focus on crush and he blocks them, you just like remember the combo that happened yesterday with a Dragno Golem? If they block the dude, just
yeah, but I think the difference with that one is if the white player has life to give, he won't be in that death-defying situation.
That's true.
With blue, once you don't disrupt them or control them, and their resources stick like white, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different
oh
ballgame.
boy, do I know it.
Like in reality, the only way to get rid of Axe Spider, not even permanently, was like Dream Bomb.
Yeah,
Or
like
just using basically using the same color to just bounce it back to your hand.
Yeah.
and it's only assuming they don't have an Enterprise on the board. Then you're in
True.
you're
Then
in
you're
real
in real
trouble.
trouble.
Then it's
You're in
literally
real trouble.
just yellow.
Just yellow.
Yeah, and they don't even have a lot of options.
The second you got those 2 out there, it's next to impossible to get them off the board.
Yeah. The only real thing you can do with Axe Spider is use it against your opponent. Like, for example, use maybe like the snake deck where you kind of go in to just kind of ram into him constantly.
Like
Yeah, but that doesn't even help.
It doesn't.
Unless I have curse.
Unless you have blood curse.
Blood curse. Yeah,
So-
blood curse.
So even with the introduction of set 3, which became like I'm gonna say it was like
Life
the
support?
rise of some of the decks, but also like it was just kind of like the pillow for the set 2, which released the gods. That chicken kind of it did not save the Void Lords, but it gave them a pillow to make it seem like not all the Void Lords are trash.
Oh my god.
Just
Fenholm.
that one.
Just Fenholm.
So he was just kind of like, look,
The guy that was late to the battle, by the way.
no,
he's not even
the one
there.
that's
He's
not
dead.
even
Oh,
there.
yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. His
Dead.
corpse is literally there. And he
As
said,
we-
you know
as
what?
we were
Put him in the
told.
card.
His corpse is there. Now, granted, from what we see from set 4, the reveals, that looks like him.
He
But
didn't
of
really
course,
go. Yeah.
we know the 4
Sages.
Sages. Yes, I keep saying saints.
and
Sage.
of course the sages for green is Tokiwa. But that sage beast on the left looks like the Void Lord. So what happened?
Fenholm.
We won't know until more of the story gets told.
That is true, but like right now, it seems like Tokiwa is everywhere. Like if you read some of the lore, he's like, yeah, his devised plan, Tokiwa's plan came to fruition.
I mean, he has like 4 printings of 4 separate different cards with Tokiwa in his name.
No, I think it's 3. The 5, the 7, and
The 5, 7,
10.
and then the
Oh, trivia, guys, in the comments below.
10.
without us even looking at it,
The
how
10
many
drop
forms of
Tokiwa?
Tokiwa is it?
I thought it was only 2.
We'll love
No,
no.
it's a 10 drop Tokiwa.
I know there's at least
The
3.
7 drop Tokiwa.
It's the one that came in the trial deck. It's the one that came in
Trial
the
deck.
lore set.
the
The
set.
set and then the
The
lore.
one that came in the lore set.
There's one that came in the trial deck. There's
Yeah.
a Tokyo that came in the trial.
Isn't there a Tokiwa that came in the trial deck?
No, that was a rooster.
That's a
Oh, that was
rooster.
a
Yeah,
rooster.
that's a different
Zodiac
chicken.
beast.
Yeah,
That's
so-
Zodiac base. Okay.
Fun fact. So the ability that Tokuwa Eternal has, and also the ability that that Fengo has, if you look at the original Battle Spirits, that rooster is supposed to have those abilities. They took this man, stripped him apart, and just spread it to 2 other chickens. I'm frustrated by that. I'm just gonna leave that. out
Oh, well, not only that, there's a lot of cards
sick.
that got apparently
there.
retrained.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Rock Golem from
Blue?
Blue, the one that
Mhm.
says if you got a soul core, you swing, get a card, a Nexus from the drop zone, bring it back to your hand.
Yeah.
He actually had a mill effect in his last one.
Oh.
in his original form. Actually, if you go to Battle Spirits detailed for Blue, just Battle Spirits Blue,
Mhm.
and the wiki comes up, his picture is right there on the top part.
Oh, okay.
So, But yeah, so there you go. And apparently Elephant had a skill way back that he allowed you to have 2
a
different
second phase.
second phase.
Oh yeah. I heard a lot of talks about that. That they when they brought it over here, they errata.
God.
Like in Japan, like you could just pick a phase and you got a second
Yeah.
phase of that.
But yeah, so set 3 kind of
Second
did.
phase.
Set 3 was kind of like a revival for Battle Spirits.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think out of all 3 sets currently, it is my favorite. Of course, it is the newest. But the reason why I say it's my favorite is because with all the cards that got released and the limitations of Axebiter, Netherworld Depths,
Volcanic Break.
and
that
the one drop,
Yeah.
and what was the other one? Was there another one that got
Should be just 4.
No, it was 3 bands and a limited 1.
Yeah. So it's been just those 4. The other 4.
So yeah, with those being where they are, it made the community decide, look, our decks have to change because they're making us change. And the creativity just came out of nowhere, especially in that event from Atlanta. So we participated in Atlanta and we all seen different variations of decks, like different variations of Gimbu, different variations of white, which is one of my favorite is the white blue. And I actually played the guy that was on stream. And he was a very, very nice guy, very close game. Dude, I'm not sure if you see this podcast, but it was a pleasure playing you. And we spoke that day, the day after. You're an amazing guy, very chill attitude. Loved you, my man.
He's lying. He wants to run it back. He's
Yeah.
playing every day.
Oh no!
Every day.
Oh, no, I do want to
back.
run it back.
He wants to run it
I
back.
will get you. Pull up my competitive spirit. I will get you. But
I did fight that deck in
See what
top
royalty
16
say.
too. That was
Yeah.
a tough deck to fight.
It
Yes,
definitely was
I can
tough.
imagine.
I even asked them.
The whole key was to literally beat their face in turn 2 or 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Literally just rush them down because that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
okay.
it has that aspect of white where it fights in the later game, and the longer the game gets, of course, their setup ends up making them a lot more stable.
Mhm.
Once it gets to that mid to late, it's not very likely you'll win unless you have some very devastating combo or advantage taking from them, because you're going to get 3 turns back to back, Mandela. And based on how long the game was prolonged due to White's abilities and cards such as Elk, Numengard, Enterprise, and so forth, you now have to deal with 12, 12, 12.
Yeah, 36 cards gone.
And even if it's not 12,
it-
9, 9, 9 at that point in the game.
If he had
It's
4
coded.
copies, he could just like 48 right there, no?
I think from when I remember him asking, he played 3.
Like
Okay.
playing 2 was the most devastating at that point because that's still almost half your deck right there.
Yeah. That is so
So with
true.
the amount of turns that White can stall out, that's the rest of
And
it.
if they have an ice shield and another one in their hand, they're just like flip game.
And I think
Yeah,
the most
pretty
worst part about that deck, strategically thinking, is the fact that if nothing else, even if they're not necessarily doing a good job selling out, they're milling away answers if you answer
Yeah.
the board.
Yeah.
And it's like before you even get to them, they're milling out these cards. So if you mill out 2 ice shields, that's like, oh, that's 2 less I have to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah. You got a dream bomb. That's 2 less I got to deal with.
I legit asked my opponent, I'm like, do you have Mandela in your hand and ice shield in the field? And you flip both. I'm like, okay, let's go to game 3.
It's just like,
Why am I wasting my time when I know what's going to happen the very next turn?
that is fair.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
fair. That is fair. I think it also not completely different topic. I guess on topic. It's good sportsmanship that he just said, you know, screw it. Here's what it is. What's up?
We had plenty of time. We had like 30 minutes left.
But besides the blue, white, whoever brung that Lion King,
Coleman!
Oh, Coleman! I have to give it to you. That caught me.
This man said, "I go wide."
That caught me.
No, and I draw 3.
Yes.
Okay, so our team and business, we love innovation. We love trying to figure out how to take things to the next level.
And this guy's been wanting
a Coleman deck,
how to change how the world views things. And to see that after we were sitting here like, how to make a deck with Coleman?
Yeah, because
is he gonna be the side or what?
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, yeah, Coleman, Atlanta. And I was like, someone's playing a what?
Yes, top 16.
And I think you walked over and told me that. You was like, yo, somebody's playing a Coleman. I was like, Coleman.
Yeah,
Did he get in the top 8 or did he lose in the
I
top
think he lost in top 16.
Yeah, he lost in top 16.
But the fact he makes the top 16, this deck is so simple. It has no control whatsoever. It literally just goes wide, has power boost, and like I think it has no nexus. It literally just says go wide.
So
deck.
it's like Pterosaur.
No. So its
Like,
main gimmick.
Literally just it.
Its main gimmick is okay. Turn 1. Oh, here's a 1-drop. Cool. Now the next one is a 2-drop 2 reduction. Keep going, and then now Coleman.
It had literally the 4-cost like turtle like pterosaur that says yo free reduction. Drop it on board. It had the 4-cost awakening Sky Fang that's free. Go wide, and it had awakening on it. It had so many things that said, hey, I don't care about control. I'm caring about beating your face in battle. And if I can't do it, this line's gonna do it for me.
It multiplies, and then once your hand's empty, the lion swings. Next turn, you got 3 more swings.
So I think the strategy is get the line as soon as possible, go wide as soon as possible, and just draw into constant answers. Yeah, literally. I don't think this guy even had absolute ice shield. He just says we're just gonna do it.
Yeah,
we're just gonna do it. Like we're just gonna go in.
I think the only thing that he had was Nexus Hazard as a control option.
Yeah, like
that's literally the only card he
had. I looked at that deck. I was like, I have a lot of respect for you.
And the craziest thing is I know that phrase. You know, sometimes the best defense is an offense. Because his deck was majority monsters, his defense was physical. Like he could protect himself physically.
Because he didn't care. If he blocked with it, cool. I have a card with 2 reduction here. I can get rid of this 2 reduction.
Like he can use some of his creatures to go in, and then the rest of his creatures are for defense mechanisms. Which, you know, that is also a strategy for when building your decks or implementing that versus anyone to keep that in mind. Which is one of the favorite things that I like to, you know, show my teams, you know, the sword and shield tactic. Very popular thing amongst our team, but I'm not going to tell you guys about it. Figure it out. But yeah, that was very brilliant that he was able to pull that together.
Honestly, I got a lot of respect.
It's like 3 swords and just decided to go in.
I got a lot of respect because I'm a very aggressive player, guys. I'm a very aggressive. Like my defense is my aggression. You clear board, respond to me. It's your problem now. Like it's literally all I do. So, but I have a question though.
That's what most red players though.
nowadays,
I'm white and I do the same thing.
Like, look at that bounce.
Actually, you purple, you do the same thing.
He's not wrong. We have literally down this line here.
Hey, imagine
the purple player telling you that.
I don't like rushing in. I run.
Yo, imagine getting attacked, right? And then you like, you know what? If I block this, I'm cool. I might lose my unit. Imagine getting attacked by this guy. He's attacking with anything. This is anything.
Yep.
And then he says this one word. Flash. You immediately know 2 things gonna happen. You gonna lose something, or he gonna lose something, but he's also gonna gain something. Yeah. It's either one's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And not only that, you have to make the decision of if you block, you're gonna lose your creature. And if you don't block, you're gonna lose the game.
It's like a lose-lose, win-win scenario. But you know what? He's attacking, so I have to do it anyway. Yeah. So it is what it is. Just going out there. Just going out there. And it's like your creatures.
I made my peace.
Your creature's looking back like this. While you're pushing it like
like off to the slaughter you go. It's for the greater good.
It's either you or my life.
That's crazy. My man's going to sacrifice himself for the peace. So now I got a question though about that Coleman deck. When I think about it, do you think? Because I heard this is the case. Because I was talking to a lot of players that went to the Grand Open, y'all included. Do you think that Coleman deck prospered because not a lot of people respected Flesh Stream?
I think so. I didn't see a lot of Flesh Streams except in the side deck.
Mm-hmm.
It was always the side decks.
And I think that's how like the white aggro deck got through.
Yeah.
Like any deck that like was relatively aggro, even my deck had like good aggro capabilities.
Mhm.
Like it was able to sneak through because they all had freaking Floodstream in the side, if not at all.
Despite that, in Worlds, we saw a lot of Acro players top as well. I mean, not in Worlds, in the Pro Tour. The Pro Tour, like, I guess nobody actually respected enough to actually put it in.
It's interesting because
Well,
like
you don't really play Floodstream too much in yellow, considering there were 75 yellow decks. I'm sorry, 75% yellow decks.
Pretty much.
Fair. Yeah. So I think it all boils down to is a lot of different factors because we have to keep this in mind, or I do, and this may be just a bias in my opinion. Battle Spears, because of how the game is, it requires a lot of this when it comes to prepping and deck preparations and building, because we're not limited to. So now let's keep that comment and set it like right here. Players are now want the deck with the best or highest win percentage.
Yeah, because
then after you look
surprising.
at that, after you look at the deck with the best or highest win percentage, you're now looking at what are the things that I'm going to see. Can my deck handle that? Most likely, yes. So now I won't have to prepare for it. But then you get things that slip in because of how this area right here was thinking. These people right here are going to play Gimbu. Why? Prior knowledge from the previous events. A lot of people are playing Gimbu because highest win percentage. So how can I combat that? Be faster than the decks that are topping. Aggro.
Yeah.
Aggro's not getting targeted because Gimbu doesn't have a problem with it. So the Floodstreams are probably going in the side deck and maybe might get one or two that put it in their main deck, but they don't have a fear from something that they're not considering. And of course, the chain just goes on from there. You got people who might play white because they don't have a problem with X, Y, and Z. You got people who might play red destruction because they go like, look, if I can chop off the life supply of yellow, then I don't really have a problem from anything else. And so many different mindsets and thought processes go into prepping for the event. But the one that will sit at the highest to me personally is what has the highest win percentage. Once you get a collective of that, you're going to have other people in these other subcategories who are going to end up slipping in.
Yeah, and I do agree with that because I like how with Battle Spirits Saga, well, Battle Spirits in general, the whole thing, the colors have a natural counter to what's their counter is. Like for example, a lot of people know to red, white is the counter typically. To white, yellow is the counter typically. To red, to yellow, the red is the counter typically. And you have these counters that goes on, and that's to say that one counter, only one color counters one color. Usually, one color can maybe match two.
Yep.
In that respect, so it's kind of like you kind of have to know your matchup, right? So like as a red player myself, it's just like, hey, if I see a white card, if I see a white player, typically when I'm playing this guy, I'm like, look, this is naturally it's an uphill battle, so you have to change your strategy up to be able to prepare for that. For example, I think correct me if I'm wrong, from what I understand, green was the thing that was speculated to be the most broken in the beginning of palm reveals and playtesting. So green came out, and then I heard that the Gembu came. It's like, okay, here goes Feng Hong. Here comes yellow. Yellow gains infinite life basically for smacking you in, and you can't really destroy them. They smack you in, call it a day. And then because yellow started topping, here comes red out the woodworks. Like, hey, I'm destroying everything now. I'm cutting your life
control, destroy red.
Yeah. Exactly. And then after white came out, I was like, yo, red is popular. I'm coming out the woodworks again as white because now I have a reason to be out here. And here was purple in the corner, just like just doing this thing right here.
And I did my thing.
Yeah, he did. Oh, and by the way, grand opening champion right here. This guy. You see this guy? This guy.
Yeah. Which like you said, is the reason why I love Battle Spears. It is because the creativity and things not being limited to. One of the things I preach to my team, and I also preach to a couple of other teams also that's in our community, is innovation ends up beating a lot of things. Not being guaranteed, but ends up being a lot of things. When you are expecting something to be there, you already have a thought process of how to play against it or how to handle it. But when someone brings something that's new or innovative, keep in mind, you throw the game plan out of the window. Even if they understand the color, they may not understand the concept. So creating something that you've always wanted to play or dabbling in a color that you're unfamiliar with and then saying, hey, let me see if I can grab the aspect from over here and add it over here. Go for it. You never know what, your deck may end up beating or being prosper in what event. So be creative, be innovative. The dude played snakes, purple and snakes and serpents, and no one expected that. That's not easy to play against, but he took the time, practiced, came up with the idea, fleshed it out. Look at the guy.
Yeah.
So
definitely for sure. Like after you top, man, I went to the Discord and people just kept talking about it. Like a lot of the purple players that follow, I was like, man, I saw that snake deck. Like the same day you top, there was like, what would they call? Mommy Maduke tops again.
But the irony of that is that, John, you were at the Pro Tour. I didn't go because I had to work. But you were at the Pro Tour, and would you say there was 2 purple decks?
2 purple decks.
In the entire Pro Tour, none of them were serpents.
Yeah, because and
it was core stripping.
They were, yeah, but that's what's crazy. One of the guys that went there, actually, one of the guys that went there, you played him. I won't reveal his name. We played him on stream, right? And he went out there, and I think he's one of those 2 purple decks. And he said to himself after he went out there, I met him for the first time, and I talked with him. He's like, "Yeah, I should have just used that snake deck because I was getting my butt whooped with Girl Strawberry." And I was like, "Man, I mean, that, it comes out to practice." But that dude's overall pretty cool, and also, I guess, a very good player, honestly, after playing for a while. But yeah, he just kind of realized, like, sometimes you can't just stick to the same strategy in every single meta. You got to kind of diversify what you do, because people are going to either come to understand what your strategy is, and if they see it, it's like, well, I know what to prepare for. I always assume it for backless Curse Dragon, for one. And then 2, it's like, hey, just prepare for that,
Yeah.
So
but that's one of the advantages of why I did the Serpent deck.
Mhm.
Even though I had backless Curse Dragon in the side deck, and I could technically put it in the main deck, a lot of people wouldn't widespread out their field because
You
they're
take that
afraid
to
of that
advantage.
backless Curse Dragon.
Mhm.
So they would stick with about 3 spirits because that's how many they're willing to sacrifice from a backless Curse Dragon combo.
Mhm.
Now, I could certainly have put my new Serpent deck in with backless Curse Dragon. It's unknown. But
Mhm.
that's how people think about it at that point.
And that is
Right.
beautiful. He had a very, very beautiful mindset. And with that, I would like to say, get your pens and your notepads together, because in our next podcast, that's what we're going to talk about. It's not going to be anything, planned out. Or what I mean by that is, like, it's going to be well structured. So get your pens and paper, because in the next podcast, we're all going to put on the table some of our strategies and techniques that we use in our adventures throughout TCG. So it's not going to be just for Battlecore Saga. You can probably implement this in Digimon, Cardfight Vanguard, Shadowverse, anything that you may or may have. So I guess I'll go with the outro. As Battle Spirits likes to say, let the cores decide your fate. And Battle's Core likes to say, let the battle decide your champion. And we will
Heard
see
that
you on the
stutter?
next one. I
Heard
did
that stutter?
stumble.
I got it.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
And ring that bell notification.
Yeah. That thing.
I had to steal thunder.
You interrupted me.
Yeah.
Kill him.
See ya.
Kill him.